Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your pal, Uncle Bruce. That's what they call me. How you doing today? It is July the 17th, 2023, Monday, and it's great to have you here. Here in Calgary, we have survived Stampede, the greatest outdoor show on earth. We just survived that, and a little calm this morning. A lot of packing up being done here. Cowboys have moved on to the next rodeo, and all the amusement rides are being packed up and moving elsewhere. And Calgary will now deal with the rest of its summer. Weather-wise, not bad. We're going to be in the mid 80s here today, typical for this time of year. With late afternoon thunder showers, usually is what happens. We build up clouds and thunderheads, and then we get the downpour, and then it clears off again. Typical weather around here. We'll see how it goes. Air quality is so-so. We've had some smoke in the last couple of days. Nothing too bad, but not beautiful. Hopefully, we'll clear up the next few days. Welcome one, welcome all to this show, no matter where you're from. We try to talk about here. I try to talk about the stock market in plain English on this channel. If you've never been here before, you wonder what is this, old balding guy doing in front of a board here. There is no lamp behind me, by the way. That's not a lamp. There's no lamp there. What's he do? Why is he here? What we try to do here is I try to explain to you in plain English what's going on, why the markets are doing what they're doing, what's going to affect the markets going forward, why they're reacting the way they are right now, and how could they react going forward. And I try to cover everything for you. I try to help you try to break down just what's been happening out there. A lot of talk about potential interest rate raises. What about inflation? What about unemployment? What about the corporate earnings that are just starting to show up now? Banks are starting to release their financials. What about international events? Should we care about what's happening elsewhere so that we know what will happen domestically where we are? Because, after all, our lives are local. Wherever we live is what we care about because that's where we're at. Although, I guess if you're thinking of going on a holiday, you need to maybe understand what the lay of the land is where you're going, and what it's like when you should expect what it's like when you get there. But if you're truly an investor and you're trying to avoid mistakes and not get caught in a trade that could really bite you, it kind of helps to know what the rest of the planet is up to and what the world is thinking and what your adversaries are thinking. Because the thing you have to understand about the investment business is when you make one move, there's someone else or a combination of other people making other moves that are opposite you. And you might have a feeling that a certain stock is a winner, and you get in now because you feel the getting is good right now, and others are selling it to you, and you're not questioning why are they eager to sell me stock that I'm eager to buy. Am I the smart guy or am I the dumb guy here? What's the deal? And so sometimes it pays to understand what the feeling is like elsewhere on the other side of your trade. Now, on this channel, we've been on the air I've been on the air daily since January 2021, talking about the market in plain English. We talk a lot here about making money in the market, no matter what direction the market goes, and that means we talk about stock options a lot. And a huge number of the viewers of this channel are stock option writers. They have evolved into becoming stock option writers, and they're getting kind of good at it. And option writers are have figured something out starting 2.5 years ago, and every day new viewers come in here and they get the epiphany as well, that they realize that if you're an option writer, you're actually transferring a lot of the risk of being in the stock market over to the option gamblers on the option trading floor, the buyers of options, because most people in the markets, huge majority of people in the markets, are option gamblers. They buy stock options hoping to flip them for a quick buck. Now, some folks are flippers for a couple of $100. They'll put $5,000 on the table, and if it turns into $5,200, they sell it, and they sell that contract or contracts to the next player. And it can happen where you have a buyer coming in with 5 or 10 or 15 grand, looking for a quick $200 to $500 profit, and they buy options from enough sellers to get 15 grand worth of contracts. And then when they reach that level of profitability, they dump those contracts back into the option market, and there might be one buyer taking this guy or girl out, or there might be 20 buyers combined that actually take this person out. Because the options market is like the stock market. When you try to buy 100 shares of a company, or 1,000 shares of a company, or 5,000 shares of any company that's publicly traded, you don't care, you don't know how many people you are taking stock from to get your shares, and vice versa. When you sell stock in a company, you don't know how many buyers are taking you out. It could be 1, it could be 10, and it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, liquidity is the name of the game in equity markets, stock market, and the options market, and the bond market, and the currency market, and the coin and soybean market, and you name it. All markets, liquidity is the key. And the options market has very high, generally speaking, very high liquidity. Some stocks trade much more actively on options than others, but liquidity is pretty good. And so on this channel, we try to figure out, we try to watch what option traders are up to, what equity traders are up to, and what could affect equity prices, positive or negative. Because again, we're one of those folks, rare people on this channel. A lot of the people here kind of go, well, I just write options, and sit back and go, hey, what direction you want to go? You want to go higher? Great. I'll make money if the market goes up. Market stays flat for a while. Okay, I'll make money if the market stays flat. Market goes down. I'll make money on the down dip too. Because as option writers, you're here for the long haul. You're not here for the short haul. And that's the other big difference between this YouTube channel and many other YouTube channels who are catering to just quick in and out day traders that are looking for a quick buck, quick action. I need my fix, man. Instead of playing video games and getting the 8-second attention span reaction or whatever, they're at a YouTube channel watching day traders and trying to get in on their action and hoping to catch a wave or a momentum trade to make a few bucks. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's some right with it, but there's something wrong with it. Whereas if you're an option writer, you're a little more patient. Actually, you're a lot more patient, and you're a lot more calculating. You're kind of like an assassin. You've taken a position at a real good vantage point, and you are picking off victims left, right, and center. And real good snipers. Snipers in the option business make some really nice cash. And on this channel, what's happened to a lot of my viewers is they've gone away from the quick buy a stock at $1 and sell it for $20 mentality, or get into a trade that's going to run you 5 or 10 grand to get, and then as soon as it's $11,000 or $12,000 or $15,000, sell it. Or Bruce, I'm going to put in 10 grand and turn it into 50,000 before I sell this stock, and they never get to sell the stock. I've changed people's minds from going in those kinds of directions over here to the option writing side, where you've got 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or $50,000 in stock, or much more than that, and depending on what positions you have, and you are making your holdings pay you in cash while you have them in your accounts. In other words, you're charging rent to your stock, and you should be charging rent to your stock. There are brokerage firms that are holding your securities for you, who are renting your securities, in many cases, to institutional clients that are shorters, and they charge them an interest rate to borrow your stock so they can short it and try to catch a downward wave. Now, there are shorters out there who think in very microsecond terms. They use computer programs to short 50,000 shares of XYZ company and buy it back for $1,000 less. A $50,000 transaction, they're trying to make 1,000 on it. A $500,000 transaction, they're trying to make 1,000 on it. A $5 million transaction, they're just trying to make $1,000. They're trying to make 0.000001% per trade, hundreds of times a day, or or more. There are computer programs out there that are buying and selling stock constantly. Sometimes they're going long, sometimes they're going short, and they are flipping paper left, right, center, creating or getting involved in momentum waves. And you'll see a market have a nice little run for a half an hour and then slump off a little ways. You got momentum players on both sides of this market, and they are borrowing and offering stock through their brokerage firms to play these games, which are multi-million-dollar and larger trades that you and I just are not aware of, that we don't see happening because we're not in that business. What I'm trying to tell you is you got a couple of hundred shares of Tesla lying around in your account. You got 300 Apple. You got 500 Amazon shares. You got 1,000 AI, C3.ai Inc. lying around. Why don't you write options on these shares and take in cash for the privilege and say to the option gamblers, hey, you want to gamble on Apple shares or AI shares because you can't afford to pay $37.44 a share for AI. You don't have $37,440 to buy 1,000 shares of AI, but you got $3,700 and you want to leverage that money into stock options instead of just buying the shares. Instead of buying 100 shares and making $1 a share, which is a $100 profit, you'd rather buy contracts for $3,700. And if the stock goes up a couple of bucks, you'll make $500 or $600 on your money. That's the game you want to play. Perfect. Most of the market thinks exactly that way. My viewers are the opposite. They're going, great. Oh, come on in. Come on into the option market. I have options for you on AI, Apple, Cisco, HPQ, Pfizer, Tesla, GameStop. I got all kinds of options I can write on all my different stock holdings. And you can buy options from me. And you can gamble on the direction of the stock using options I've created. I'll take those cash premiums right now from you, put them in my bank account, and I'll decide what to do with that cash. Those contracts might go up in value. You might win, but they might go down in value and you might lose. Your thinking on this channel here is you're just going to sell contracts for these levels and buy them back at these levels and keep the change. And there's a lot of keeping the change going on around here, a ton of it for the last 2+ years, 2.5 years, and will be for quite a while yet. How much keep the change are we talking about? We got folks here who, they write contracts, whether they're calls or puts, and they're kind of like a day trader mentality investor around here in many cases, even though they could be very patient and not do that. There are folks here who will write 50 contracts, whether they write cash secured puts or call options, and they'll take a 30-cent profit on those calls or puts and say, thank you very much. That's $30 a contract net to me times 50, $1,500. That was a good 2-day little trade. I'll take that. And there's enough money to buy yourself a brand new 60-inch television at Costco. Thank you very much. There are other folks here who will write 5 or 10 or 20 contracts at $6 each, and they'll buy them back at $3 each, and they'll make a $3 profit, $300 a contract times 20, $6,000. And that is the kind of dough that some folks around here say, I don't have to work full time for anybody anymore. I am self-employed now. I am an asset manager. I'm an option writer, and I don't have a day job because I don't need a freaking day job. If I can pull in 15, 20,000, 30,000 a month in premiums, what the hell am I working for? I don't need to work for some guy organization for 60 bloody hours a week. They say that I need to come in 37.5 hours a week, and but then they ask, can you help us out with this project? Can Can you come a little early tomorrow, or could you help us out on Saturday with a couple of Zoom presentations? Could you? We got a deadline coming up, or something just came up, or somebody got sick, or and then you realize after years and years and years of working for organizations like these, you realize I never work 37 and a half hours a week. I'm working 45, 55, 60 hours a week. And these guys are asking me to travel to and from the office or travel to various places across the country, even though they're offering to pay for it. That time away from my family and my life and my wants, needs, and desires, my hobbies, what I love to do on Friday nights, Saturdays, or what have you. No, 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 I don't like this game. I don't like the game of being away from my home, whether I live, in my parents' basement, or whether I live with my boyfriend or girlfriend, have an apartment or a house or a family. I don't like being out of town Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night, and only being home Thursdays to Sundays. I don't like this game anymore. And for the amount of money these people actually give me and what I get out of that money when you take all the taxes off and all the deductions, I don't like this game. This game isn't worth it to me. It's nice to have the security blanket of a job, yeah, but you know what? As an asset manager and hanging out with Uncle Bruce here and his gang, I can write options and make way more money in my pocket than doing that. Now, you think you've got $5,000 and you can be an option writer and live off your own? Think again. No, that's not the game plan here. We have people here who thought that they would need millions of dollars under management to be able to be self-employed asset managers. They have quickly figured out around here, no, that's not what I need to do. We have people on this channel here who are managing from $50,000 to $200,000 and up. But once you break $50,000, you theoretically have enough money to live off of option premiums. It is all in how you structure your account and what instruments you're going to use to write options on, whether you can survive on it or not. And there are people here who have completely restructured their assets to only hold certain kinds of stocks or deep in the money call options and are doing option writing, that are working it as hard as they can and are trying to be self-employed right now with $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 under admin. There are other people here who have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and it's in very conservative investments, and they are writing call options against stock they out and out own on a cash basis. They've had for years and years. They have stock they don't want to sell. They don't want to be exercised. They don't want to have their shares bought from them because they would run into a huge capital gain tax problem because they got the shares so long ago for such a low price that if they sell them now, they'd have a tax gain. There are people like that here as well who have found that they can charge rent to their stock option accounts and do just fine. One of the tricks that have been figured out by people on this channel is where they're sitting on assets, let's say shares they've had for decades, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. They've had shares for a long, long time, and they're up nicely on the stock because the company over 20 years has grown and so on. What they do is they create a margin account for their option trading capabilities. And what they then do is they do cash secured put option writing. So instead of writing options on the stock they have, they write options on a cash secured basis by using the marginability of their shares, the value of their shares. They use that as the credit they need to write cash secured puts. And so what happens is they say, well, I love company so-and-so, I love a company XYZ, and I don't really fear the downside of this company. As a matter of fact, I like this company so much, whatever this firm is. It could even be the shares that they literally own, the company shares they literally have right now. They go, I like this company long-term, always have, and I want to write cash secured puts against the company that I own stock in, but I don't want to risk my stock by writing call options. So I'm going to write cash secured puts where I'm going to use the marginability of the stock itself. as the value that I need to write cash secured put contracts. And I'm going to write out of the money put contracts. And I'm going to say to the market, look, if the shares drop 10% from where we are right now over the next 2 months, I'm willing to buy these shares at this low price. But I need a premium up front to do it. And that cash premium comes into your account right now. And you can do with it as you wish. And you've used some of your stock as collateral to buy the very stock you are willing to buy by writing put contracts. And you're bringing in put premium right now, and you can do whatever you want with that capital. Now, some folks are able to live off of that capital. They have enough shares that they own in Company X to write enough cash secured puts on Company X to bring in way more money they need every month to live on. And the worst case scenario is that the shares go down in value. They have to buy the shares that they've committed to buying at the price they've set, which is below the market, as it is now. Plus, they keep the premium they got already. They are exercised. They now owe money to their broker because they've purchased shares of the very company they already have. And they turn around and then write call options against the newly acquired shares they just got, again, out of the money for another cash premium. And they take that cash and put it against the margin debit that they've just acquired to help pay for those shares and bring the cost down. Dividends keep coming in every 3 months as this company rolls along. While they have increased dividend dollars coming in now because they got additional shares, those dollars can also go towards the cost of acquiring the shares. Obviously, they could just turn around and sell those very shares they just got and out. Depending on where you live in the world, in America, in Canada, what state and what have you, tax rules are different for everyone. In some cases, people will say to me, I can't sell those shares right away because if I do sell any shares that I've just acquired, those shares, the government will consider me selling my oldest shares first and not my newest shares first. It all depends on how you structure your portfolio. In any event, a lot of you out there say to yourselves, you know what, Bruce, I don't care. If I end up making nothing but money doing this strategy, if I sell some shares from time to time because I was assigned on some put contracts, I don't care about the capital gain tax bill. I'm not selling all of my stock. I'm selling 1,000 shares here, 500. I'll pay the tax on that. Thank you very much. And I'll turn around and write new cash secured puts all over again to bring in additional capital, which pays the tax and carries me. And it rolls over my position over the next few years so that my average cost of my stock, which was down here with the stock up here, as I slowly move up with writing calls and occasionally getting exercise and selling off shares and buying shares back, my average cost will slowly rise up and my capital gains get lower and lower until I catch up to the market. Might be 5 years from now, but that might be the game plan. It's okay. Your tax advisor will know for sure how you handle it. Those of you sitting on SoFi shares, get ready. SoFi shares have been slowly but surely creeping higher the last little while. It does fluctuate minute to minute, day to day. You and I both all know that. We all know that. We saw the shares in the low $8 range just a week and a bit ago. We saw the shares even 3 months ago in the 5 level, high 4 levels. And some of you, or many of you, took advantage of those trades, those days, to just nibble up the stock and take it off the hands of the panicky investors who thought the world was coming to an end with SoFi. And now you have a 904 market. 2 weeks from now, we'll find out just what's going on in the latest quarter. But keep in mind that while we're waiting and have been waiting for the company to release their latest financials, the insiders of the company have been buying up their own stock, especially the CEO of the company, Mr. Noto. Millions of dollars of stock have been acquired by insiders of the company in the last 6 months, and filings reflect that through the SEC. I would have to imagine that the banking executives, the executives of this bank, have been some of the most aggressive buyers of their own stock compared to any other banks out there that are publicly traded. I would imagine there would be very few other institutions where management, senior management of the company that have to file insider trading reports are as active as these guys. And that to me is all I need to know. All the other evidence I get is great, but just that piece of evidence says it all. It's telling me they think under $10 a share this is a bargain, and I think they're right. However, the market is the market. You have to respect the market. You have to accept the market's verdict on a minute to minute, second to second basis. Sometimes the market gets it right. Sometimes the market gets it wrong, but the market is the market. And at the moment, we're at 903. We've been at 910 lately. We were at $10.20 a share a few weeks ago. The market fluctuates and will always fluctuate. Eventually, however, this stock will be discovered to be representative of a company that is really growing dramatically. And you can read all the articles out there you want about how great these guys are and how terrible these people are, because there are analysts on both sides of the equation here, some who love this company, some who don't. And there are analysts out there who rate this stock as an absolute buy and a bargain with much higher target prices, and some who are very skeptical and give this stock really pathetic option values. All in all, though, the stock is kind of in around its neighborhood for what analysts think it should be worth, although there are some saying $14 a share is likely. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if in the next 3 to 4 weeks, which means between now and 2 weeks from now when we get the results, and then 2 weeks after, a lot of changes are going to be made by analysts. Analysts are going to revisit their calls, their predictions on where they think SoFi shares are headed over the next year or two. And it won't surprise me in the least to see a number of analysts who have buy ratings now or hold ratings now or overperform ratings now, that they may become more aggressive and they may raise their target levels. Because as this company adds clients to its mix, gains deposits dramatically, and it continues to expand their business, and the prospect of student loan repayments beginning again in August next month, SoFi shares, I think, are going to react positively overall to what is about to happen. Now, what happens? What should you do as a shareholder of SoFi? If you're watching me right now, there's 165 people here right now. I'm going to bet you that out of the 165 people that are watching me right this second, 125 are shareholders of SoFi and 40 are thinking about it. Or 40 of you have never owned it but have thought about owning it, or some of you have been in and out, and right now you're out. But a majority of you here are shareholders of SoFi. A majority of you who are SoFi shareholders are looking to me to give you a signal, a sign, a moment, an indication. When should you start writing call options on SoFi? Because what I have been saying to all of you out there for months now is to say to you guys, you can write options on SoFi, write cash secured puts on SoFi. And I've been urging you to write cash secured puts all the way to January 2024. In other words, 5 months from now, expiry in 5 months. Because the premiums are much nicer, which means cash into your account right now is nice. But it also gives you time, the luxury of time, to decide when to buy back your put contracts or roll them if you need to. When the shares were sitting at $8 a share a week and a bit ago, you would have written 750s or 7s. Some of you would have written 9s or 10s. Now we're at 904. What to do now is the question for cash secured puts. And you can certainly take a look at $10 cash secured puts or 9s, again, 8s or 750s or 7s if able to be written, you have to look at the option chain to find out what contracts are available to write, depending on what month you write on. But for January 2024, we're looking at, let me take a peek here. There we go. We're looking at options that are fives, 550s, sixes, 750s, nines, and tens. Those are the contracts available to be written on puts. If you go to the option chain for SoFi, you'll notice that the $5 puts that used to be in the money when the stock was under $5 a share, there are 65,900 of those in existence. Those $5 puts are now 24 to 26 cents each. They were at one time 95 cents to $1. The 550s, there are 11,900 of those. They're trading at 32 to 34 cents. The $6 cash secured puts, 27,000 almost available of those. That's how many exist. 43 to 45 cents last bid ask on Friday night. The 750 contracts, 750s, there are 23,000 of those, 88 to 90 cents. I may have misspoke. There are fives, 550s, sixes, 750s. The nines are only 3,400 exist. The tens, there are 15,400 of those. And those are in the money because the stock's at 903. These are $10 puts. They're 97 cents in the money. They're going for 215 to 218. If you feel that between today and the end of this year, the next 3-4 months, because you remember this is the 7th month of the year, isn't it incredible? The next 4 or 5 months, if you think that SoFi could reach $12 a share, these $10 put contracts will be worthless. They're out of the money. They have no value. Well, at today's closing prices, last Friday night's closing price, 215 to 218 was the bid ask for those contracts. In theory, you could offer your $10 cash secured puts against your SoFi. Now, some of you out there who have margin accounts are probably in a position where you're sitting on 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30,000 shares of SoFi or more. You could, in theory, utilize the margin ability of your SoFi portfolio to write cash secured puts on your SoFi and bring in $2.17 a share on every share you've got right now. Now, some of you out there, I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there going, I got a $5, $6, $7 average on this stuff. I got a $10 average. I got a $12 average. I've been buying this on the way down when it topped out at 25 way back when. I've been buying it up and buying it up. Some of you are sitting on $6, $7 averages and you're laughing. You could theoretically right now write cash secured puts on a portion of the shares you have, maybe a third of them, half of them. What should you do if you did that? My attitude on it is that if you've got, say, say you got 10,000 shares of SoFi or 15,000 shares of SoFi, 20,000 shares of SoFi, you could write a third to half of that many shares, cash secured puts against them, and using margin to do it. I'm pretty sure you can do it. You got to check with your own broker, of course, because I don't know who your brokers are. But for example, if you've got 15,000 shares out there and you wrote 50 cash secured puts and brought in 50 times $2 and approximately 20 cents a pop on these $10 calls, roughly, that's $11,000. 5,000 shares times $2.20 a share to you. That's 11 grand in cash. That would go against, or would be added to your cash balance in your account. Now, should you go out and spend that like a drunken sailor and buy a new car or a new TV or some other stock? I wouldn't make a move on that. I'd leave that cash sitting there, leave it as dry powder. If some of you have debit balances right now on margin accounts, you could theoretically eliminate these balances by bringing this cash in by writing put contracts against your stock. And the cash is in your account. Now, as of the moment, right now, about $1 of that 220 is spoken for because those contracts are worth $1 each or 95 cents each, approximately book value. But the other 120 is time that will evaporate out. If the stock theoretically does not move in price and stays here and is at this level in January 2024, in 5 months from now, these contracts will be worth $1, $1.25, $1.30 a piece. You can keep the change. But in the meantime, the cash is sitting in your account and has reduced your margin balance interest payments every month because it's a cash balance. And you can just sit here and wait. Now, Bruce, you asked me, what's the end game here? What's my plan? What should be my plan with this? If I write these $10 contracts and bring in this cash, when should I buy these puts back and why? What are your thoughts? Well, I have a couple of thoughts on this. The next 2 weeks, what I'm hoping will happen is the shares will just keep rising in price overall. Maybe they'll reach $10, $11 on anticipation of the earnings coming out on the 31st of July. That's option number one, or hope number one. And if that were to happen, the shares go to $10.50, $11, these put contracts will drop down to $1.50, $1.40 in value. They will lose 70 cents each. If you've written 50 of these contracts, and you've made you're up 70 cents a contract, $70, you're up $3,500. In theory, you've got this cash balance sitting in your account, or marginability has been improved dramatically by writing these puts. You might just buy back those put contracts and keep the difference. In other words, keep the change, $3,500, and cross your arms and wait and see if the shares, what direction they want to go now. And if the shares reach that 11 range on the day of the earnings report, and the earnings report comes out and it's negative, the shares drop back to $9, $8, you might consider rewriting cash secured puts again. You might rewrite the 10s or the 9s for next January. On the other hand, the shares go up to this 10, 11 range, 11.50 range. You buy back these calls and lock in the gain and say thank you very much. And the shares actually go higher because the perception is, economic fantastic performance. Stock's going to be upgraded by all kinds of analysts. The stock now wants to go to $12, $13. Your attitude is fine. Okay, I got all these shares that I've been sitting on here. I just made $3,500 on them. Thank you very much. I'm going to now write call options against my stock. I'm going to write $15 calls, maybe for January 2024. You may haul in $250 for every call option you buy with a $15 strike price for January 2024. Your average was $6 on the stock, and you just got handed $250 a share in cash. That's 40% of the cost base to offer your stock for sale at $15, which is $9 higher than your average cost. Hello. Win, win, win. We got chicken dinners going all over the place here. This is good stuff. What do you do then? Well, you can just sit tight like this and keep the powder if you dare. Because what if the shares backed off from $13, $14 back to $11? They just backed off to $11. Your $15 calls will go from $250 to $1.50, $1.25. You might buy them back for half the price, keep the change, and now you're going to write cash secured puts at 10 or 11 or 12 for January, February, March 2024. You're bringing money in again. You're very flexible with which way this market wants to go. You're willing to write cash secured puts to take money in. You're willing to write covered calls on the way out. Stock wants to go up, you write covered calls. Stock wants to go down, you'll write cash secured puts. You're easy peasy. There's no problem here. You're willing to go with this thing. These are some of the scenarios sitting in front of you right now that you could consider doing just on your SoFi. I know some of you out there have 10,000 shares that you own, and you could be writing perhaps 50 cash secured puts right now and hauling in 10, 11 grand here, whatever the number is. Some of you have 30, 40,000 shares, and you could be writing 100 cash secured puts, 150 cash secured puts. It's an upward bias bet is what you're making. You're betting it'll go up. Of course you are. You're writing a put. But if you're writing nines right now and you're bringing in $1.60, or you're writing 750s and bringing in 90 cents, we're talking about out of the money puts here. These are worthless, and you could keep all of it or a nice chunk of this. If the shares want to pop up a buck or two, these puts will drop off in value. It's a question of what comfort level you have and how many you want to write and what your position is. What's your financial position? This is why people have one-on-ones with me all the time to try to figure out where they're at and where they could be at. Now, an announcement for those of you who are looking to make money in this options market. We're 17 minutes away from opening. I want to give you a heads up. I promised you on Friday that I would tell you today my next class number 16, lesson 16. It's coming up July the 29th, Saturday, July 29. Write this down so you don't ask me every 5 minutes. You students, Saturday, July 29th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be live privately for those of you who would like to be in my class as a live student for lesson number 16, which is going to be titled How to Use Other People's Money to Profit in the Options Market. We're going to be talking about some credit spread strategies here. This is going to be a fascinating class. I am convinced that this whiteboard is going to be utilized a lot on this class number 16. For those of you who are, you've been here a while and you've taken my classes and you had a few one-on-ones with me and you've been here day in and day out, a number of you are going to find that this class is right up your alley. You're going to go, this is great. Oh, this is good stuff. Because what I'm going to talk about here on class 16 are strategies that can be very short-term trading strategies or medium-term or long-term. There's quite a number of ways you can play this game. The key here is if you want to be in the class, you need to make a donation of $150 to my PayPal account, 150 US, and we will get you looked after. We'll register you in. What you need to do is make a $150 donation and send me a private email. And here's the email address right up here, bruceforman@hotmail.com, and say to me, don't forget this part, Bruce, I just sent you $150 on PayPal. I want to be in on class number 16 for July 29th. Here's my email to you, and this is the email I want you to use to send me the link so I can be in the class on Saturday, July 29th at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. This is why I ask you to write me private emails after you make a donation towards the class. Okay, so if you'd like to be in lesson number 16, Beach Boy's already in. He's already in there. He's the first one in the door. If any of you want to join Beach Boy and others, make a donation, $150 to PayPal US, and send me an email, and we'll get you registered in. I'll send you an email back saying, I got your dough. I got your email address. We're good to go. All right. It's how to use other people's money to profit in the options market. We're going to be talking about a credit spread strategy here, and it's going to take 2 hours to go through it because the questions coming from you guys will be endless. But are we going to have fun here? This will work for those of you who love writing options on stocks. Those of you who just are right now poor man covered call writers, you're going to want to know about this. If you've been thinking about writing options on indexes, the Qs and the SPYs, you're going to want to be here for this class. We're going to talk about how you can do that as well. It's probably going to appeal to a lot of you out there who have written options from time to time, but you've been afraid to put up too much capital and too much risk to writing options. And you want to do it in a more conservative way, and you'd kind of like to know What kind of risk am I going into? Can I limit it? Well, this is what we're talking about. Using other people's money with spreads, we're going to show you how you can write some pretty interesting positions on Tesla, on Apple, on Google. You don't have to worry about only writing contracts on $10 stock or $20 stock or $30 stock. This strategy is perfectly designed to allow a number of you to now write some contracts on Tesla, which is a 270 whatever dollar stock. The high cap stocks you're going to be able to write contracts on. That's what I'm getting at as well. So you're more than welcome to join us. Hopefully you can join us. It's 12 noon Eastern time, which I think is 5 o'clock in the UK and 6 o'clock in Greater Europe. Might be 7 o'clock in Israel in the evening. Hopefully you can find the time to spend a couple of hours with myself and Auntie Jen, who will be the moderator of the classes. Look forward to having you come in. A couple of you have already made donations here to join us, so fantastic. Looking forward to sending you email confirmations. Please make sure to send me a PayPal and donation and a private email. Stuart, you're in. I got you. I see it right there. So we will take care of you. All right. Thank you all for waiting patiently for me to announce the class. Number 16 is under construction, will be released shortly. Those of you who haven't seen or done the other classes, this is your chance between now and then to come on in here and get your classes under your belt. If you've already seen classes from 1 to 10 or 1 to 12, now you can get on 13, 14, 15, and then join us for class 16. We'll go from there. Thank you for 100 thumbs ups already for this show. Thank you very much for that. As you know, I'm so appreciative of you helping out with the thumbs up numbers. We try to get 200 every show, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you, and thank you. There you go. Is it some of you might be asking, oh, I can write options without any money at all? You mean I can write stock options and not need any capital? Not that simple. But the amount of capital required for the kind of trading we're going to be talking about is minimal. And this is going to open up possibilities for some of you with $5 and $10 and $20,000. The leverage that I can show you that you're going to be able to participate in is going to be stunning to see. But you've got to understand how the option market works. You really have to have a handle on calls and puts, time depreciation. You've got to understand how options go up and down in value. You have to understand your pluses and minuses. You have to understand volatility factors. This is why it is so imperative that if you've been here a while, this class is going to be easy for you to understand. Do not be intimidated. This is going to be way over your head. But if you have only just joined me in the last few weeks and you've done a little bit of option writing just based on following us, and maybe you've watched one or two of my classes, you're still too green to get into this. You need to take some more of the classes without question. You've got to take classes. But again, the more you invest in yourself, the bigger the payoff is going to be at the bottom end of the line here, without any doubt whatsoever. And this class here, for some of you, you're going to go, oh, now I see why he's always talking about this stuff. Now I get it. Oh, geez. I understand what the prof has been talking about and why he keeps talking the way he talks and how he brings to the table these strategies one step at a time. We're now up to this level, and this level could be very lucrative for some of you, incredibly lucrative. It might be the difference for some of you who are here right now, where you might be able to quit your day job a year sooner than you ever thought possible, or faster. And for some of you, others of you who are here, who have been saying to me, Bruce, I want to reorganize my finances so that I can maximize premiums coming into the household I'm not so sure I want to do it one way or another way. Can you show me ways to do this option writing that's even more conservative and yet has a good leverage upside? You might find this is perfect for you. For those of you with the 401ks and the IRAs and so on, or you have home equity, or you've had ETFs for years, or you've got money tied up in your employer's plans, um, and there are ways for you to get money out of your employer's plans, or some of you have 401ks that you're allowed to borrow against, where you can set up 3-year loans to borrow money against your 401ks. For some of you in those positions, this strategy coming up on the 29th might just fit the bill. That might be the answer you're looking for in order for you to take advantage of the options market without owning any stock against any company, not owning any options against any company. You may find that this strategy coming up is perfect for what you're after, to maximize returns to your bottom line with a definitive low risk factor and a high probability of success factor. This could be the one. And those of you, like I said, you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, and you're saying to me, look, Bruce, within 5 years, I can start taking Social Security, but I already know how little that's going to be. I also know how little I have inside my 401k or my IRA. I can borrow some money against my IRA, but can I borrow enough to make a difference against my cost of living and perhaps be able to start retirement on it? Are there ways? We might have the answer for you. So again, I know every single one of you who are here, you're all different from each other. And so I don't have one answer for each and every one of you that is the single answer. But what we're going to talk about on the 29th of July could well fit 85, 90% of you who are here going, hey, this is something I can add to my arsenal of strategies here. I see what he's talking about. I can do what I'm doing now. I write calls on stock I have. I write calls on options I've got for poor man covered call strategies. I could now do this as well. Cash secured puts and this strategy. Okay, yeah, I'm open to this. I think you'll find that within about 10 minutes of being in the class, you'll go, this is the cheapest $150 I ever gave this guy. This is unbelievable. What's coming my way here. Again, I'm excited for you, and I'm excited about the class. I've been working on this now for weeks, and I want to get it just right for as many of you as possible, because there is no one single way to set up this strategy that is the blanket system. It has to work from a variety of angles. And so we'll get into it. All right, there it is. There's the spiel right there on the class coming up, July 29th, class number 16, lesson 16, how to use other people's money to profit from the options market. Looking forward to having you come in. And I think you'll learn a lot from this, and you'll be excited about it. All right, there's the story there. Thank you all for being here so far. 4 minutes away from opening our trades today to get things started. We have 105 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all coming in here. The title of the show today is The U.S. Biden Economy Grows as China and Europe Slump. There's an article out there today that was released by Market Watch. Not Market Watch, by Wall Street Journal, which is a conservative right-wing leading publication. I mean, if you guys ever read the Wall Street Journal, we're talking Republican-centered thinking here, right-wing thinking all the way. There's a very interesting article about the devastation happening in Europe right now. Really bad. And it's news that you folks are not getting directly. You're not getting this this news directly. You're hearing snippets of it. And if you're hanging out with me, you're getting it all the time because I'm trying to tell you how bad off they are doing over there. The inflation problem in Europe is a mess. Compared to the United States, they are in real trouble over there. In the UK right now, it is really bad. Plus 10% plus inflation now for the second full year in a row, with wage increases of between 3 and 5%. We have got people who are slipping down the economic ladder badly. They're over leveraged into their debts. They're over leveraged in their lifestyle. They had no idea that within a year they would find that what they were bringing in from a steady job now doesn't even pay the basic bills. And they're having to downsize their lives, which they can't believe, or they've got to bring a roommate in to help out, or they're finding a second job, or both a husband and wife are both finding second jobs and are having trouble doing that. There's all kinds of problems overseas. It's not just the UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, pretty rough shape. I know many of you have heard the problems out of Turkey with the very high inflation and the very low lira against the US dollar. Devastation in Turkey because of Erdogan's ridiculous policies. Greece, as you know, has been an economic basket case for years, decades. But now we're finding sophisticated economies like Germany and others, even Sweden and Norway, Finland. We're talking about countries that are solid EU leaders, with a huge number of lower income residents having real economic issues, and governments are scrambling to try to figure out how to handle this. A year ago, the big problem in Germany and France and elsewhere in Europe was the cost of energy. The worry was last summer that when winter came, that natural gas would be so expensive and heating through electricity would be so incredibly expensive that people wouldn't be able to afford their heating bills. And the United Kingdom government, the UK, gave subsidies out to people to help them pay their power bills. Germany stepped up, France stepped up, governments stepped up to find ways to help this cause. The good news this year is the energy pricing issue is much lower now, and there is no fear of a massive spike increase in energy costs this winter. That's been resolved. But now the problem is a second and a third year of high inflation is causing families to be in dire financial trouble. And this is bad news for the American and Canadian economy because our buyers can't buy our stuff. China is getting crushed because Europe is not buying Chinese made goods. They haven't got the money right now. China needs importers, exporters to deal with. Americans are buying less from China, Canadians are buying less from China, and Europeans are absolutely buying less from China because of economic hardship. And this is having an effect. Larry Titus, thank you for hitting the bells today. We are up and running. We're open for trading. Thank you, my friend, for being there for us. I do appreciate it. We're up and we're running, and we're on our way. Let's see how these markets do today. We've got a lot to cover here. Americans opposed to the Europeans, it's a whole different ballgame. For the United States, anyone who wants a job gets a job. There's 10 million job openings in America. The unemployment rate is 3.5, 3.6%, something like that. Depending on what region you're in, of course. Certain regions of the country have higher and some have lower unemployment. Some wages are higher and wages are lower depending on where you live and what you do. But if you're educated and you're a hard worker and you've got skills, oh man, it's good times. Employees in the United States are getting higher raises than inflation because inflation has dropped off in the US. UK, they can't catch up. They can't get up to inflation yet. They're still losing. And the same in Germany and in France and elsewhere. So Americans are actually getting richer overall, some more than others, because the economic scenario here is a lot better than in Europe. Who's the president? Joe Biden. And it's been an interesting, delicate walk, a higher wire act for this administration regarding the nightmare of $5 and $6 and $7 a gallon gas prices 2 years ago in his first year of the administration, having to deal with that, having to deal with tensions in China, having to deal with the war in the Ukraine, having to deal with inflation out of control, a whole bunch of issues out there. But Americans overall, when it's compared to the European side, doing far, far better. It's quite interesting how this happens, because usually the European economies and the European socialistic umbrellas take care of a lot of bumps in the road for European people. And it's true. Healthcare is still available for Europeans as part of their taxes. And you don't have to worry about co-pays. You don't have to worry about going broke because you need a medical procedure in Europe like you do in America. University is essentially no charge, which is a load off of mom and dad's shoulders, which is great. Student loans are unheard of in Europe. There are virtually no student loans, which again, for graduates coming out of school at age 25 to 28 to 30, immediately going to work and can immediately save for a house, buy a car, start living a middle-class life, and start paying taxes, of course. This is what it's all about over there. And so Europe does have a lot of safety nets that are still working very, very well. But the gross income level is now the problem, and the inflation problem is the other problem. It is bringing people down into a lower standard of living, and governments are scrambling to try to find answers to this solution. Marcus, number 105. Hector, I'm number 106. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys for popping by. July 29th is the date for our next class, Saturday, noon Eastern on July 29th. If you want to learn how to write options, make money from the options market using other people's money, where your risk is very low and the probability of success is very high, you want to join the class. We got a lot to talk about. Absolutely. Thank you all for popping in. Slayer, thank you for being here. Of course, we've got the Dow is off 40 points. It's a nothing burger. We're up 2 points on S&P. We're up 54 on NASDAQ. We were negative all morning going into the opening here, so having a mixed opening, no big deal. Oil down 81 cents at 74.61. The Matterport shares are off a dime, and Nvidia is up another 9.20 a share to 463.92. Nvidia on its way higher. SoFi down 2 cents at 9.06. Rocket Lab down 2 pennies. GameStop sitting at 22.87, down a dime. AI down 7 at 37.16. SmartRent up 2. ATIP is 8.28, up 9. Unity is down 4 cents. Tesla up 9.94. It's been up all morning. 291.32. The pickup truck apparently is now rolling off the line in Austin. We're going to see a bunch of videos on that truck shortly on YouTube from happy owners, hopefully happy. Google up $1, Apple up $2.11, Moderna down 87, Cisco down 17 cents, Pfizer's up 49. IBM is down 13 cents, HPQ's down 14, Microsoft is up $1.02. ME is negative 2 cents. Amazon is up 20, Spire up about 0.7 of a penny at 66.3. Home Depot down 168. Vanik is up 30 cents. Netflix up 7.97. It's now 449.88. Adobe up 20 cents to $515 a share. Goldman Sachs down 71 cents. Boeing down 57. Meta Platforms up 80 cents at now 309.66. The old Facebook. Target down $1.70. JP Morgan up $1.09. Costco up 23 cents. Walmart down 54. Disney down $1.23 to 87.39. Tough times at Disney. American Airlines 18.27, up 13 cents. DraftKings up 40 at $30.95. And that's a recap of some of our faves right now. A 63-point gain, drop on the Dow with a gain of 3 on S&P and a gain of 62 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is up 0.44. The Dow's down 0.13. So it's a very quiet opening. Not a lot to worry about there. Thank you, everybody. Welcome all to the show, the program. Thank you for thumbs ups. Thank you for being part of the gang today. Um, and we've got a lot to watch. We had a down dip on Friday. Everything kind of went red in the last couple of hours. So we're going to see how the markets open this morning. Tentative opening is not surprising to me. Is it a dead cat bounce opening? That's a good question. Could we have a little bump to start the first half hour and then we have a slump from here? That's possible. I don't know. We'll find out. At the moment, Matterport is just off now, only a nickel. Nvidia is still up 9. SoFi is green, up 11. Rocket Lab is green, up 5. GameStop is green, up 5. AI is green, up 32. Smart Rent unchanged. ATIP up 9. Unity up 33. Tesla's up. Apple's up. Google's up. There's green showing all over the place. Will it last is the question. And what kind of volume are we going to have to follow through on this is another question. We've only had 2 million SoFi trade, really. It's 8 minutes, 2 million shares. Quiet opening, and that could be good or bad. Good, because there isn't a wave of desperate sellers looking to get out. Bad, not a desperate wave of buyers looking to get in. So it's one of those, we're up 11 cents on only 2 million. That's quite positive, actually. All right, well, let's see how the market does as the day goes on. Again, earnings this week from the big banks will continue to come out. And that will start things off just like we had last week with JP Morgan and others. We'll see how the earnings season progresses. And next week, here we go. SoFi and a whole bunch of other companies are going to start releasing their results, and we'll follow it all as we always do. Cameron says, go, SoFi, go. And White Feather is in the house saying, I'm number 113, Bruce. We love you. Thank you guys so much, all of you out there, for following us and hitting the thumbs up button and letting us know that you're getting something from this channel that really is helping you figure out how to work this market. Glad that you're all here with us. Very appreciative of your support. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you're just a subscriber, thank you. If you're a lurker, but mega thank yous for those of you who have become following members of this channel. Those of you who are members at whatever level you join us at, you guys are the backbone of this channel. You keep it on the air. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's members that keep this channel going. If I didn't have channel members, we would have to go to an open chat, which means we would be subject to the whims of the trolls out there, and that would be just unfathomable. I'm not going to hire 20 people to handle trolls. Those of you who are members, you know how much it means to us that we can just talk to followers of this channel, loyal followers of this channel, and we don't have to deal with that troll issue all that often. Thank you all for stepping up. Those of you who renew your memberships automatically, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Those of you who manually renew your membership, thank you very, very much. And those of you who occasionally will send a note with a big green bar announcement saying how long you've been a member. I love it when you do that. It shows YouTube as a whole and any casual person dropping by this channel wondering what's the old man talking about now, they begin to notice, my God, some of these people have been members of this channel for over 2 years, and a number of them are Gold Bagel members. These folks are paying this YouTube channel $25 a month to be members of his channel. Others are paying him $10 a month to be a member of his channel. This is a completely different channel than other YouTube channels where you can be a member for $1, $2, $4, $5. There's got to be some value to being a member of this channel if you're going to pay them $25 a month. What on earth are they getting for $300 a month? Richard Carlin will tell you. Richard, thank you. There's that green bar I was just telling you about. 28 months, a member of this channel, Gold Bagel level member today. Thank you, Richard, for your phenomenal loyalty here. And I can tell you, folks, when viewers tell me that they wrote 10 cash secured puts on SoFi and they received $1.25 for them, and then a week later they write back and say, I bought them back for 95 cents, Bruce. I cleared 30 cents on 10 cash secured puts. I do the math and I go, wow, that's $300 in like a week. That pays for a whole year of being a Gold Bagel member. And this is how easy it is to recoup your investment in this channel. It doesn't take much of a trade. Those of you out there who can write 40 call options or put options, even call options, and you buy them back a dime cheaper, you make a $400 profit. That's a whole year of Gold Bagel membership, leaving you $250, leaving you $150, and that's good for a class. Talk about a good deal. And then some of you out there who look me up and want to have a one-on-one with me, you write 50 calls, you make $1 a call, you clear $5,000. There's your 1 year of Gold Bagel membership, a couple of classes, a one-on-one with me, and you still have 4,000 left over, 4,300 left over, tons left over. It gets easier and easier and easier to be part of the channel. This is what it takes to become a winner here. You need to be in the mode of saying, look, being part of this guy's channel is part of the cost of being in this business. Taking his classes every few months, taking a class for $150 live, this is worth its weight in gold. Having a one-on-one with him for $400 an hour, worth my time. I'm just trying to find a way to make you guys thousands of dollars. I'd like to help you make thousands of dollars every week being option writers, not hundreds of dollars a year, thousands a week, every week for the rest of your life. And if this helps you quit your day job or change your day job to what you really want it to be, or walk away from the career and retire early, or you're retired now, you're already retired, but you're not bringing in all that much to enjoy the life you wanted. Now you can enhance your retirement by upping your cash flow. Any of those help? Man, am I pumped up. And then those of you who want to keep working, you're 35, you want to keep on going, you want to build your way up, but you want to add to your 401k performance, and you want to build capital because you kind of like a second car, or you would like a vacation with your family to wherever in the next year or two, rather than 5 years from now. You'd like to go now while the kids are young. Maybe this is the channel to help you get there. I couldn't be more thrilled. Thank you all so much. White Feather watched class number 11 yesterday. Very well done. Right on. Number 117 on Nazareth. Thank you, my friend. Luca, I just got my hands on 3 cash secured AI puts, AI 35 for January, 14.25 premium. Not too shabby. Wow, Alberto, let's go Tesla. B Tizzle, a SoFi Stadium hosted it, and 70,000 were filled. This is, I guess, a soccer game. Fantastic. I think Stadium is naming rights. A huge win for SoFi. Splatter started probably my next 2 classes already in 2 weeks. Giddy up, baby. Deep value. Netflix now worth $200 billion market cap corporation, says Deep Value. Thank you all for being through here with us. Appreciate this, guys. Like I say, I just love it when you guys make money. Just let's get you richer. You guys have plans. Alex, thank you for being a member for 25 months. Gold Bagel level member. Morning stink bids deployed. Take the classes, folks, and let Bruce help you start making money. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Alex, for these. Like I say, it's free to make these postings. There's no charge for you to do them, but thank you for those who do. Those of you who do donations and send me a little message, I thank you for those. And those of you sending in donations right now for class number 16, here we go. Class number 16 is coming together. A couple more donations have come through here. Thank you all for this. I look forward to the regular gang coming through here. It's not surprising to see the names of the students signing up for the class. It is it's predictable. I know exactly pretty well 9 out of 10 people out of every 10. I know 9 of which are coming for sure. They'll be the regulars. They'll be here. These are right now probably the most successful option writers I've got. The most predictable money makers, the ones who are scoring the most from these option programs, are the ones who sign up right away for the next class. They've been doing it 15 times in a row, and here they are for now 16. They're just coming in because they know that the little nuggets of information that we uncover as the classes go on, it surprises even myself. There are times where in the middle of the class, I'll get a question from someone about something I've just talked about, and it'll be from an angle I hadn't quite thought about. And then all of a sudden we're going down another tangent all of a sudden, and we're exploring that. And then we come back to the main highway and keep going. And everybody just lights up. The channel just lights up. Auntie Jen starts reading dozens of comments like crazy because she's moderating the live chat. Those of you who don't know, the classes that I do are in front of this whiteboard right here. They're on the exact format you see right now. It's just right here. You guys make the comments right here. You send me questions and talk to each other. And, you know, some of you take the girl's hair and dip it into the inkwell, which you shouldn't be doing because some of you misbehave here during the class. Auntie Jen moderates and watches for that. But I'll tell you, it is an easy peasy, plain English way of explaining some interesting techniques on how to write options and make money from option gamblers. And here is lesson number 16 for you: how to use other people's money to make profits in the options market. Do you need it any easier than that? I don't know how much easier I can make this. I'll tell you, the probability, the win rate probability of this strategy is so high. It is so juicy and high. I have a suspicion many of you out there are going to go, I had no idea that I could do this. Well, I couldn't have made this the first lesson 2.5 years ago. There was no way I could have made this the first ever lesson on this channel, because in the early days of learning what options were about, I had to help you guys figure out what the hell is an option and where are they and how are they and what does this mean? We had to go through a lot of basics. That's why there's classes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up. Catch up to us as soon as you can. Take all 15 classes and come and join us for class 16. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think you're going to be pumped up. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a ton of fun. Alex, P.S. I'll be there on next week, Saturday. I'll be there. Luca, Bruce, I am number 199 from Friday, by the way. Thank you, all of you, very much. Chris is wondering, hey, listen, if you sell cash secured puts and the strike price remains higher than the sale price at option expiration, what happens? Well, if you write a $10 cash secured put on SoFi right now, and SoFi is trading at $9.18, the value of that contract right now is 82 cents a share. The stock's at $9.18. You're prepared to pay $10 a share to buy the stock if you were to write or sell a cash secured put on SoFi. You're saying to the option market, give me money and I'll buy SoFi from you at $10 a share anytime you want between today, when I sold the contract, until I either buy the contract back, any contract back to nullify this contract, or they expire. And if you're going to write a January 2024 put contract at a $10 value, you're going to be paid, looks like about, what would that be? About $2.10, $2.15 a contract per share. So you're going to bring in $2.15 cash now, and you're prepared to buy the stock for $10 a share. Well, you know what that really means? That means that you're going to buy this stock at $7.85 net cost to you. You just got $2.15. That's your money now. That's your money. You put the $2.15 against the $10, and you're on the hook for $7.85 a share. Stock's at $9.19 right now. The stock goes to $10 a share or higher than that between now and, in this case, January 2024. These put contracts will have a zero book value. The only value they will have is time value. And as of right now, at a $2.15 value, there's 85 cents book value, and the rest is time value. And you're getting all of it. You're taking it in and saying, thank you, sir. I will take another. And so some of you who have written 20 of these at $2.15 a piece, you just brought in $4,300 in cash against buying 2,000 shares at $10 a share. The first $4,000 plus isn't even your money. It's option money that the gamblers are giving you. You only got to come up with 15,800 something bucks or something like that. That's all you got to come up with, $7.85. So you don't mind getting taken out. If the stock is trading at $10.50 and you have to, stock's trading at $9.50, let's say, and you have to buy the stock at $10, do you care? You got paid $2.15 a share to buy stock at $10 a share, and it's at $10.50 on the open market. You're off 50 cents. You've lost 50 cents on this deal. Wait a minute, you didn't lose 50 cents on this deal. You got $2.15 handed to you on a silver platter. You're giving 50 cents away because you're overpaying for the stock. You're up 165. You're still ahead 165 on this deal. Your long stock at $10 a share. Do you care? No, you just got it at $7.85 a share. It's trading at $9.50. You can sell them for $9.50 and lock in your $1.65. And now what are you going to do? I think I know. You're going to write another $10 put contract for January or February or March or April or May of 2024. You're going to write another one for another $2.15 because you're greedy. Why shouldn't you? That's what this is all about. Chris, welcome to the party, pal. Oh, Uncle Bruce, I am number 199. Alex, I'll be there next Saturday, buddy, for sure. Exciting stuff. Thank you all for being part of this show today. As you're always part of my shows, great to have you guys all here with us today. 918, I think we touched 924 on the SoFi this morning. So far, yeah, 924 has been touched, as we are within $1 of the highs. 1024 just a month ago. We're back to within $1 of that number. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting here. Welcome all to the party. Welcome all to the show. I'm glad to see you all here joining me this morning, and I'm excited for you guys. The option players are handing over money like you cannot believe. They're desperados over there, and some of you have figured out, take the money from the desperados. Absolutely. After Richard and Alex did their notifications, looks like JJ just came in here. Member of this channel for 27 months, gold bagel level member, can't attend live class. I'm traveling, but I'm definitely going to buy class number 16. And indeed, I appreciate it. If those of you, don't forget, if you come in here and join me for class 16, if you make a donation to this channel for $150 US through my PayPal account for class 16, and you can only hang around for half the class, 3/4 of the class, or something comes up at the last minute, you can't make it, don't worry about it. you're going to receive a copy of the edited version of this class once the class is over. So as soon as we finish the class on Saturday, on the 29th, I will send the raw live class over to my editor, and Emily will reconfigure the class into an edited version, and she'll bring the timing down. It might go 2.5 hours live, and she might bring it down to 1:45 or 1:50 or 2 hours. Everybody who buys the class, who comes in here to come into you get a copy of the edited version of the class. So whether you're here or not, it doesn't matter. You can buy the class right now if you want, without even showing up for it, if you wish, or you can wait until after we post it, and you can acquire it on the website for $150 whenever you like. It's okay. But if you're a part of the live class, you get a double hit. You get the live session that you can fire away questions at me while I'm doing the class, and or you will then receive on top of that the edited final version of the class when it's all finished up. So you win either way, and you can watch it as many times as you want once you acquire it. So congratulations. Thank you all for helping us out. It keeps me on the air doing these classes, but it helps me help you understand more of the complexities of this market, of this options market. And if I can keep you away from pie in the sky, stupid trades, and turn you into calculating killers, absolute wizards on how to write contracts and haul in money from the innocents out there who know nothing, who will never take a class on how to be an option buyer. They are watching day trade type channels, and they're all hyped up on fast money, fast money, fast money. They all believe that they can get rich putting in 10 minutes of effort and then going out and buying something because they think they're on the right track. This is who your victims are. And there are millions of them. And for decades, the smartest boys and girls on the street have been taking the money from these people left, right, and center. It's just like going to Las Vegas. You know, when you land in McCarran Airport or wherever it's called now, and you go to the Strip, you are completely aware deep down inside, you're going to lose money this weekend. You're going to spend more than you get. You're going to get a free drink, maybe. You might get a discount for a buffet, although these days I don't know what you get anymore for free. You're going to sit down in front of some slot machines, and they got all kinds of bells and whistles and alarms and vibrating chairs and all kinds of fun. And you know you're going to lose money coming to Vegas. They are counting on you to have a good time and lose money. And every year, how many millions, how many tens of millions of people go to Las Vegas and leave behind billions, if not hundreds of billions a year left behind, that employs hundreds of thousands of Las Vegans, Nevadans. Tons of organizations make a ton of money. On almost all of the casinos are publicly traded corporations. And if that doesn't scream legitimacy to you, I don't know what does. There was a time the mob used to own a lot of the Strip. Those days are gone. The Strip is now owned by the mob from Wall Street, and these kids know what they're doing. I'm just trying to turn you into a miniature money-making casino where you're taking their money. You're taking the money from the gamblers and putting it into your pocket and giving a little bit of it back. That's all we're doing here. It's not that complicated, but it's complicated. And you've got to want to stand up and say, I'm willing to invest into this business. I'm willing to put some money on the table and time, brain power to figure this out, because I am sick and tired of getting my butt handed to me every time I try to buy a stock that I hear is a hot stock or hot rumor, or I'm sure that with the fluctuating prices, it's time to get in and go long. And I'm wrong every single damn time. I keep losing money, or I give up too soon, or I just get so frustrated. I just throw my hands up in the air and I sell everything, and I go moping away into the corner and I lick my wounds. I'm trying to end that psychology here. That cycle of losing is what is this channel is trying to eliminate for its viewers. And it's not easy. It's hard to do this. It's psychologically sometimes very difficult to handle. And this is why, if you take a look at how many people are here right now, there's 187 watching live right now. There will be another 800 watching this show later today and tomorrow, because many people come in here and watch me on a rerun at double the speed, because they don't have the time to waste 2 hours with me. They'll give me an hour of my time at double the speed on the rerun, but they give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate it. They're here to learn how this works for them. How can you make money against the most prolific and well-armed adversaries you're ever going to face in the financial world? You are competing directly against institutional entities that have computer systems and programs doing their trading for them. And yet you can win this game. You can win this game handily, easily, comfortably, day in and day out, week in and week out. But you've got to have an understanding about what the hell is going on here. If you don't, you are going to get your butt handed to you. And I'm trying to avoid it. What else is going on here? Let's see. The 29th of July, we're here. I read a post from someone that took out a loan for $4,000 to put into the stock market, and that is being desperate at its fullest. Big mistake. There you go. These are the folks handing this money over. I swear, I bet as soon as our hedge funds pop up like mushrooms out of the forest, we'll then be serious power for the world. Beach Boy, thank you so much for this donation. 60 shekels out of Israel. Uncle Bruce, I had some AI covered calls expiring at the money, along with cash secured puts assigned. I also wrote January 30 cash secured puts. I used the premiums to buy 20% more stock. Thank you. Looking forward to class number 16. Well done, Beach Boy. Well done indeed. Using the money from the option traders to buy more stock for nothing and write more contracts on the stock that you can buy from the money you're getting from the option writers that are buying money, giving you the money from the options you're writing now. I mean, hello. This is known as compounding your profits, compounding the growth of your account again and again and again. Beach Boy is willing to buy AI stock at $30 a share. What a wonderful person. The stock's at $38 a share. He's saying, hey, I'll buy your AI off you for 30. There are people giving him boatloads of money because he's willing to buy from them the stock at $30 a share, $8 less than what it's trading at right now. Are you going, what? You should be going, what? Yeah, that's how juicy this market is. He's using that money to buy more stock to keep writing cash covered calls and write more cash secured puts. Yeah, this is called making money. Is there something wrong with this strategy? No, there's nothing wrong with the strategy whatsoever. There's everything right with it. And if Beach Boy sees the stock go to 40, 41, 42, these cash secured puts that he just sold are going to go down in value. He'll buy them back and keep the change. Thank you very much. Absolutely. He's never going to get assigned at 30. If the stock goes to 40, you gotta love this. This is fun stuff. Way to go, Beach Boy. Thank you for this donation. Appreciate it. The stuttering is better now, says Beach Boy. The stuttering is better now. I don't know what it means, but if things are better, things are better. I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible on the 29th of July. This will be the last class before Jen and I head to Europe. And we're going to bring up some really interesting strategies for you folks on the 29th of July. Not this Saturday, next Saturday, a week from Saturday, noon Eastern, class number 16. Make a donation to the PayPal account that you see here right there down below, and send me a private email, brucefarman@hotmail.com. Let me know, Bruce, I just sent you $150. I'm in on class number 16. This is the email address that I just sent you this message on. I want you to send the link to me for the class. About 10 minutes, 15 minutes before we begin, send me the link, and away we go. I'm in to win. Absolutely. Those of you who want to have a one-on-one with me, you want to have a one-on-one strategy with me to talk about option strategies, stuff that you're thinking about doing, or what you've been doing and it's working or not working so well, or you're not quite able to get over the hump to get option strategies working for you. You've made money on the option market, but you could have made more and you're not sure what you're doing wrong. You want to talk to me in private about it. This is the best thing to do is contact me with a private email and let me know you'd like to have a one-on-one. We'll try to find the right time and day for you. We'll get together and we'll get you over the hump. All right. We'll do what we can. All right. Anyway, let's see what's going on. First time I phoned in to write covered calls on GameStop after a one-on-one, I stuttered and the guy had me repeat it 3 times. Yes, the first time GameStop, the Beach Boy ever wrote call options was against his GameStop shares. And it was a nerve-wracking experience for the very first time. I guess it's better now, he says. Yeah, I suppose it's a lot easier now. You don't have to phone anybody anymore, obviously, but our times changed, and has it become a lot simpler. But I'll tell you, that first trade that Beach Boy made, the very first time he wrote call options, he could not believe how much money was coming his way. I mean, he was just stunned because I had thrown him an idea to write some calls for some ridiculous premiums. And Beach Boy is going, let me get this straight. I pay this guy $400 for an hour of his time. He tells me what to do on Monday with my contracts. I do that. A week and a half later, I buy those calls back. I do the math, and I'm making tens of thousands of dollars in profits. And I sent him $400. Okay, let's get together again. And we've done that a few times since. And every time I run a class, guess who's the first one in the door? Beach Boy, front and row center. He's here. Come and join Beach Boy and others for the class. July 29th, a week Saturday, noon Eastern. And Auntie Jen will be here, like she's here right now. Auntie Jen, woo, she's here. How you doing?
That's right. I keep them under control. Got the ruler in my hand.
That's right. Don't be dipping girls' hair into the inkwell. She's going to slap your hand. Whack. Splayer, Europeans, don't forget that actually the euro is again at a high, so the class is a $10 discount right now. Cashing out is as well way more expensive than our dollar gain. Splayer, I bet Beach Boy had a really let that sink in experience. Oh, that was an epiphany. Richard, good morning, Auntie Jen from Richard.
Good morning,
Richard made an announcement this morning.
He did.
As did a few people here. Richard announced this morning.
How sad he is that the stampede is over?
No, he says he's been a member of this channel, gold bagel level.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a member 28 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how long they've been here now. Yeah, Alex, a member for 25 months.
Time goes so fast.
25 months for Alex. JJ, 27 months. Been a member of this channel. Beach Boy just made a donation of 60 shekels here a few minutes ago.
Thank you, Beach Boy.
He says, I had some AI covered calls expiring out of the money, along with cash secured puts that got assigned. I also wrote January 30 cash secured puts on AI. Used the premiums from that to buy 20% more stock.
There you go.
Thank you. Looking forward to class number 16. Giddy up, man.
Roll up. Roll up.
Oh, it's going to be
Roll up.
fun. Yeah, indeed. Going to be great. Splair, and good morning, Auntie Jen.
Yeah.
Larry Titus,
Yeah.
good morning. Jennifer,
Good
Beach Boy. I
morning,
wrote a
Larry.
350 strike on GameStop when the stock was around 280.
Yeah.
Bought back 50% cheaper 4 days later. Yes. No, that was 2 weeks. Sorry. It was 2 weeks. 14 days. Yeah, that didn't take long for Beach Boy to cash in big time. That was those contracts. Beach Boy only wrote a few. He could have written more, but he just wanted to try it. And so
just get your toe wet.
he wrote a few of them, and he
Yeah,
bought them
right.
back for way less money. After that, we couldn't stop Beach Boy. You can't.
How are you going to keep them down on the farm?
And I tell you, we worked together for months and months and months, and now years, because Beach Boy was in a whole different financial position at that time, and the impact of the cash flow on the account was phenomenal. And well, here we are down the road a few years, and we continue on, and many others are here. The thing is that why are members of this channel here 23 months, 27 months, 25 months? Why are they still here? You'd think that they'd learned enough by now that they don't need me anymore. They're just, I don't need to talk to him anymore. I don't need to send him any money. Why send this guy, this loser, $25 a month? I can do this myself now.
I can do this act alone.
Well, there's we learn something.
It's the community.
We learn something new every day around here. That's the other thing that happens here. And some of you are going to learn something really new in 12 days from now. July 29th, Saturday at noon.
Number 16.
Number 16. You guys are going to pick up some info that you're just going to go, what?
Number 16.
What? I thought I had to be 100,000 there. I had to have 100 grand to be able to do this kind of trading. What? Right. Yeah. Beach Boy cleared $40 premium times 100 share.
It's not a bad return.
It was a good 2 weeks. It was a really good 2 week scenario. Beach Boy had never seen a gain like that so fast, and he's looking at this going, "I should have written more. Why didn't I write all of them? I could have written more of these. Oh my goodness!"
No,
and we were off. We were off to the races. Let me just tell you, folks, we were off to the races. The best stuttering therapy I've ever heard of.
How are people doing over in Europe, and boy, some parts of the States now too are just
hot. I hope you guys are staying cool. Hope you're surviving the heat wave. Jen and I are boarding a plane for London on August 22, and we're hoping when we get to the UK and the northern parts of Europe, we will be cooler than now. I'm sure we will be cooler than now. Yeah. And then when we come back in the latter part of October, I'm pretty sure we will be out of the heat dome that is happening right now. I doubt it'll be around. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. And of course, those of you who are going to join us in the New York area, October 21, Saturday.
Should be lovely.
Should be gorgeous. We hope we have nice, beautiful weather in that area.
Here we are lucky we're getting a break. We have a little window where the smoke is blowing away today.
That's good.
We'll have a few days of clear air.
Yes. Richard Carlin says Corona, California, almost 100 degrees the last few days. In Palm Desert, where we hang out in the winter, 112, 115 right now, which is normal. 105, 110 is quite normal. 115, 120 is pushing it, but it's still up on that. It can get there at that range. Death Valley, I can just imagine Death Valley, 125, 130 degrees. Yikes, I say. Lame duck. This channel is all about money. I'm telling everyone that AMC cash secured puts at $400, getting $1.60 for 40 days. Compared to AI cash secured puts for 5 months, doesn't make sense. So there you go, Nick. It's cold and wet in the UK at the moment, as usual, says Nick H. Splair, Uncle Bruce makes me excited. I hope I can get it in the last week together with a Poolman Cover Call class. Otherwise, I'd buy only the 2 Poolman Cover Call classes and watch number 16 later. Or would you say Poolman Cover Call knowledge is important? Very important, my friend. Beach Boy, hot over here as well. We got AC for that.
Yeah.
Stay indoors. Splair is important for class number 16. It's all important, my friend. Every class you take is important.
I know it.
And
each one kind of builds on the other.
Get caught up.
Yeah.
Get caught up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
918 on SoFi, up a dime today.
Nice.
We'll take that. We're up 15 points on the Dow. We're up 2 on S&P. We're up 35 on NASDAQ.
Anything,
We've turned green actually on all indexes. We were red.
Very nice. So. Anything exciting coming out this week?
What's going on this week? Well, earnings reports are just starting to hit. We had the couple of big banks on Friday, Thursday, Friday. Now this Wednesday, Goldman is out. All this week earnings, and next week, tons of earnings, and of course, 31st of July, SoFi. And then of course all the SPACs, former SPACs. There'll be one after the other.
But July 31st, August 1st. It's a holiday here. I'm sure it's a holiday in other parts. Everybody's on vacation. Nobody will be listening.
SoFi will be, the folks at SoFi will be listening very much, very much.
Boat with their radio to their ear.
No question about it. SoFi people will be all over this story. Yeah, we're down 5 cents on Matterport, but we're up $5 on Nvidia. We're up 27 on SoFi, I think. Hang on a second. I think we have a little shot on SoFi. 935 right now on SoFi. We just shot up. Rocket Lab 662 up 30 cents. GameStop up 13. AI up $1.35. Smart Rent up 9.5. We're moving higher. Unity up $1. Tesla up 7. Apple up 2. We're getting richer. Our stocks are getting us richer. Giddy up, everybody. Nice. I love it. Splair, you got to take the classes. You got to catch up to 16. Then you're going to take 16. And maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you might be following some of these strategies. You have work to do. You have a long way down the highway. There's no shortcut here. I can still learn next time. Take those poor man covered call classes now and get to 16 a little later.
I love it for everybody, giving them this knowledge. But when it's a young person, you know that you can change the path with their life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no question about it.
Well, everybody, you can change the path.
Everybody's changed. But when I talk to somebody in their 30s about what we're up to here and what's happening now, I'm excited to talk to people now that are younger in age, to get them on the path on option writing now, to start compounding these returns so early in the game, because when they reach their 50s and 60s, they will be hardened veterans. They will be very wealthy compared to where they are today. They will be so comfortable in their future coming up. Those of you in your 50s and 60s, I am just thrilled when I find out from people who say to me, you've helped me add 40% value to my 401k, my IRA. They're way higher than they would have been had I not found you 2 years ago. It's unbelievable that
money work for you.
I have a buddy of mine at work who didn't do what I did. We had the same size accounts, and that person is still doing what they're doing, and their account is at this level, and my account is at this level, and I'm already understanding that I won't be working with this person much longer, because I won't have to be working with this person at this firm much longer. I'm going to work for myself here. And my buddy still doesn't believe it, still doesn't buy it, still doesn't, waiting for me to stumble and lose everything. You're only one trade away from going broke, buddy. And sayonara, pal. You keep grinding yourself 10 hours a day. Hour to get to work, an hour to get back, 8 hours at work, 10 hours a day, 50 hours a week for the rest of your working life. I'll see you later, pal. I'm taking my dog for a walk. I'm going for a bike ride. I'm going to my local library.
I'm going to my beach.
My wife and I are taking 10 days for a little trip down to see our grandparents or relatives.
Exactly.
We're going camping for 2 weeks. We're renting an RV for 2 months. We're just going to rent an RV for 2 months. We've never done this before. And it's got internet Wi-Fi. We're trading from the RV. We're going to Europe. We're taking a cruise. We have completely changed everything about what we do on an hour-to-hour, day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis because we don't do what we used to do. The grind is over. Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
That's right.
933 on SoFi. I don't know what caused it to jump, but it took a shot to 936. It's now 933. We're up 25 cents. I say thank you very much. We're up 31 cents on Rocket Lab, 16 on GameStop, up $1.50 on AI. Giddy up, option writers.
There you go. Well,
There
time
it
for a
is.
cuppa. I'm going to go out.
Okay, Auntie Jen.
You guys have
Great to see
a
you.
good Monday. Have a good week.
Yeah. and,
Stay cool.
Auntie Jen's going to rest up and get ready for being the moderator on July 29th. She's going to get her ruler out and get ready to slap knuckles. That's a dumb question. Whack!
No,
Don't be doing that.
my fun is when they use abbreviations. Because we've played that game with license plates for so long. Of what does this mean? And to try to, it's fun.
Hey, that's right. That's
Goodbye.
right. Okay, we'll see you later, babes.
Enjoy.
Dude, I'm gonna work for myself. Sounds like you got a little southern twang there, Uncle B. Blair, I like to catch the discounts in good restaurants while people are still at work before lunchtime. Nice going, Blair. Richard, Carlin, later, Auntie Jen, you bet. Fantastic. Thank you all so much. We have 147 thumbs ups, by the way. Thank you for coming through for us on the thumbs up meter. So far, we do appreciate it. If you're able to find that thumbs up button for us, please nail that thing. We have 9 minutes to go, and then this show is done. Let's see if we can get as close as possible towards 200 thumbs ups right here. Thank you all so much for your support of this the YouTube channel. Thumbs ups means a lot to us. We do appreciate it. Thanks again. Those of you who want to take the class number 16 is coming up a week from Saturday, July the 29th at noon Eastern time. It's going to run a couple hours, so usually does. If you can stick around for all of it, great. If you can only stick around for half of it, doesn't matter. You're going to get a copy of the edited version of the class number 16, whether you're there for it or not. Once you've made your donation, you're guaranteed a copy of it. How to use other people's money to profit in the options market. As simple as that. We're going to talk about some credit spread strategies here where the amount of capital that you need to take on these trades is minimal. The returns you can generate are fantastic. The odds of you winning versus losing are so in your favor. It's the kind of trades where you can set them up on one day and shut them down 2 or 3 days later, or let them run longer, or you can set up longer term trades. There are so many ways to play this particular strategy. We're going to go over all of them. We're going to go over how to do rollovers on these strategies when stocks don't agree with you on your strategy. All kinds of things. We're going to cover it all. And some of you around here are going to find this is going to become your preferred way of dealing in the options from now on. You're just going to go, oh, okay, I'm going this direction and I'm going to stay. That's where I'm going to be from now on. I love this, Bruce. This is exciting. John Anderson says, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. From Hector to everybody here. Home Skillet, I'm number 150 on your thumbs up meter, Bruce. Thank you. Dude, Uncle Bruce, we explained the difference between a debit spread and a credit spread in the class. Yes. We will talk about it all, and you will be educated a whole lot more when it's all said and done, and you're going to just go, thank you, Uncle Bruce. This is what I need to know. Again, I understand now why you keep talking about the fact that the competitors that I have in the options market are these institutional trading entities that use computer systems to do these trades we're learning now that we can do ourselves. We don't need a complicated computer system to work these trades. We can do them ourselves. And now I understand why is it that there are thousands and thousands of institutional trading entities in all of these various cities around the world, not just New York, not just in Chicago, not just in London or Frankfurt or Paris. We're talking Milan, Tokyo, Singapore, Shanghai, Sydney, Australia. We're talking cities around the world where there are banks, where there are national banks and large bankers, where there are large insurance companies, large trust companies, hedge fund operators that are around the world, the Mid East, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, Muscat, in Qatar, in Bahrain. We're talking Kuwait. We're talking about traders internationally that are using advisors on site or through agencies and connections all over the place. Why is it? Have you ever wondered? If you ever go to flightradar.com, have you ever done that? You ever gone to I think it's flightradar24.com. You can see where jets fly all the time from space. It's like a global satellite thing. Every plane has a transponder and shows you, where they are. If you ever go over to the Mid East and zoom in over the Arab world and see the pattern of jet travel between Europe and Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and other locations. How many jets fly from London to Dubai every day, every hour or so? I mean, how many Emirates planes, Qatar Airways, the Etihad flight, that outfit, Royal Saudi Airlines, Kuwait Airlines. It just goes on and on and on. And then there's American, British Airways, Lufthansa, KLM, all the others. I mean, world airlines. How many flights are there in and out of the Middle East to Singapore, to Hong Kong, to Tokyo, to Sydney, to Melbourne, to Auckland, to you name it? I mean, just take a look at the flight patterns. Just how many flights from Europe to North America and back to Europe every day? Every day the pattern repeats itself all the time, year round. And these are all jets. So they not only include commercial jets, but private jets. And if you zoom in and you zoom in and you zoom in and highlight and magnify these flight patterns, you'll begin to see just how many planes are going back and forth between Frankfurt and Dubai, or Berlin and Frankfurt, or Rome and Dubai, or Istanbul, or these hubs all across the world. It's just mind-numbing. London, in and out of London, my God. How many of these people flying on these aircraft, some of these aircraft hold 450 at a time. How many of these people are in the financial business, moving money? Some of these folks are option writers. They're strategists. They're meeting with their group. They're having these Uncle Bruce sessions at their level, okay? At their level, in locked private session situations where someone like myself will be brought in to talk to the team of option writers. And this individual, they pay this guy $100,000 for 2 hours of his time to go over their multi-million-dollar trading strategies that they're doing all the time, if not multi-billion-dollar trading strategies. There are conferences held all the time, seminars held all the time that you will never be invited to. You're never going to be able to get to, that I will never be part of, where the presenter is paid tens of thousands of dollars for a few hours of their time or per hour. They're flown in first class luxury between home and where they've got to go, with a 5-6 star hotel waiting for them, limo service, open expense accounts. We're talking about controlling billions of dollars here, billions and billions and billions. I'm talking to you about thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars. And yet, for so many of you, this can make the difference between working as a schlep with an organization where they beat the crap out of you mentally or physically or both, and getting out, just getting out of that. And we're talking the lowest level of the ladder here to get your life into your hands. That's all we're trying to do here. It's the ground floor of ground floors, but the amount of capital available in this business is unfathomable capital. The reason that Gulfstream produces $85 million private jets and up to more than that is because there's a demand for this product from a group of people out there who are handling billions of dollars of assets, and they make their fees off of that, where a $90 million private jet is chump change. A $50 million house, a $20 million flat in London, a $15 million condo overlooking Central Park in New York, a trip by private jet to Maui for a week, a vacation from the Mideast to Bali for 10 days, a trip from Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles to take the kids to Disneyland for 4 days and then come back on private jet to Sydney a week later. That'll run $250,000 is chump change to certain people out there who are in this business. They're just dealing with larger number of contracts. That's all it is. It's the same trade. It's exactly what you're doing. It's just more of them. And this is why I am so pumped up that in less than 2.5 years or so, since being here with you guys and getting you to the level we're at now and taking you forward and forward and forward, and now with class number 16, another step forward. We're making impacts just on your lives already. $1,000 a month more into your bank account makes a difference. $10,000 a month more coming into your bank account than you're getting normally, a difference. $30,000 a month coming in every month to your bank account, another level. You guys are seeing levels of impact. $50,000 a month, $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $150,000 a month, $250,000 a month coming into your account every month takes you to another level. There are levels and levels and levels and levels and levels. You have no idea. They're there. And none of these levels, even if I get you to $100,000 a month, you're not getting a $90 million airplane. You're not there yet. No. But you are so far down the highway. You may find that in the next year or 2 or 3, some of you are going to occasionally travel business class wherever you want to go, or you're going to always travel business class or first class, or you're going to charter a jet with a group of friends. There might be 7, 8 of you who'll get together and you'll pony up 50 grand between all of you guys, and you're going to go on a plane ride somewhere. Unfathomable today, but fathomable down the road, because if there are 6 or 7 of you in an airplane that are all hauling in $100,000 a month, collectively, you can afford to charter your own jet. It's up to you. I don't know what the future is going to be like for you and what you do with your dough, but there is no limit to the upside of this train. There is none, never. And it's good to stay within your area of comfort, your little box. And if you're comfortable with 5 and 10 and 15,000 a month coming in, that's all cool. It's cool. But this business that we're talking about, that you are in now, is a multi-trillion-dollar monthly business. Trillions a month are changing hands. trillions. That's why there are thousands of private jets worth anywhere from 10 to 100 million each out there flying all over the place all the time, 7 days a week. And then there's business class, thousands of flights a day in business class with hundreds of thousands of seats a day being filled by people in business class that have made the kind of dough to afford it. I'm trying to get you there. I'm just trying to get you up there out of economy into business class. It's one day at a time, one trade at a time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Stick around and figure it out. Anyway, there you go. Hope you don't mind the inspirational chat. I get all pumped up when I see how some of you guys are doing. It is so exciting. 161 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for 161. Can you find it in your heart to throw a thumbs up my way? Any of you lazy people out there, hit that thumbs up button. Help me out so I can help you out. Thank you so much, all of you who are here. This is absolutely fantastic. Uncle Bruce, in doing the wheel strategy, I will give a cap gains tax on the call side if the shares are called away from me. My options get exercised and the shares have appreciated in value. Again, tax questions are not my forte. They are the forte of your advisor. But do not be afraid to make so much freaking money that you're going to have tax problems. I want you to have serious, stupid tax problems. I really do. You can afford at that point to hire experts to keep them minimized. This is what the rich do. I need to get you richer. Cindy, Bruce, I'm number 162. Luca, ciao, all. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will have to watch the rerun. Thanks, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. We'll see you tomorrow. Cindy B, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Splair, I will probably have to find airlines where I can order 2 seats to fly with Degas. Found already some rodent-friendly on Reddit because of chinchillas, both lifelong, by the way. Swear, I love Swear. Mr. Premium, the option stinker just hit on GameStop. I sold a covered call for $2.89 and just bought it back for 26 cents. Giddy up. How about that action? You got to love making money in this market. You got to love buying calls back for 10 cents on the dollar. That's nice. Splair, that's why I definitely need to step up for some extra levels. Hope everyone else can gain from the success. Richard Carlin, neat. Thank you, Richard, for your participation today. All of you out there who've been letting me know how long you've been members of this channel, thank you so very much. And thank you to Beach Boy for the donation today. Thank you for those of you who are sending donations in here to become a student for class number 16, how to use other people's money to profit in the options market. July 29th, next week, Saturday, not this Saturday, the week after, 12 o'clock Eastern time. Make a donation of $150 to my PayPal account and send me a private email. Let me know you are in to win, and we will register you into the class and get you set up. You'll also receive your edited version of the final class once that's done. Beach Boy, that is the way, Mr. Premium. Well done indeed. Splair, yeah, Chin's life, 30 years under good conditions. There's definitely people who have tried to fly with them as guinea pigs. I don't know what's going on here. Luca, neat. Thank you, Luca, for the knee emojis. All of you out there, have a great day today. Make a ton of money in this options market. Allow these options to work for you. And again, thank you, all of you out there who are taking classes from me and looking me up to do one-on-ones. Any way we can help you get richer sooner, faster, I'm happy to do it. Thank you all so much for being part of this show. Keep up the good work, everybody, and study up and cash in some nice returns here, like Splair does and others. Keep up that move to the higher level because it's available on a silver platter. You just have to want it bad enough. And there you go. I will see you all tomorrow. I got to make a couple of videos now on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce. I'll do those tonight. And we'll be here tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning for Gold Bagel members, 8 o'clock Eastern and 8:30 for everybody else. Thank you for joining us and being part of the show. Giddy up, everybody. Neat, 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 I say. And we'll catch you later on, certainly tomorrow. Thank you, Karen, for being part of the fun here. Appreciate it. All right, guys, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye for now.